I don't. I'm just acting like I do.
Remember, there was the 3 holes and there were asses in them for Ass Magazine or Butt Mag, whatever magazine was called.
Glutes. This is as entertaining as you can get with some hairy man ass.
Hairy man ass. On E! tonight. Oh, some in my eye. Man, I stayed up and watched The Sopranos last night.
That is some show.
Hey, look,
great.
Talk about indecent. Can we get rid of Carmela's ass?
You didn't like that?
I didn't think it looked that bad.
I thought she looked good.
I was like, I mean, it's a little manly, but, you know.
Aww.
From the back, she's got a little bit of a bow leg thing going on.
Yeah, she does.
She was walking.
But I thought she's in pretty good shape for an old broad.
You guys look at a lot
But how
more.
old? See, okay, this is a debate I had with a friend of mine on the phone. How old do you think she is?
I'd say about 45.
She's not as old as you think.
Right? Am I right on that?
Okay, now consider Demi Moore is 40.
But Demi Moore is like, you know, completely...
That's a super talented woman.
You know, I'm saying for a girl who's like, you know, listen, she ain't passing herself off as some beauty.
Or any workout queen.
Right.
There's something sort of sexy about her, but I'll tell you, that back shot was like, woohoo.
See, I didn't think it was so bad. I'm thinking
I didn't either.
If you're going off the premise that's a 45-year-old 2-kid ass, it's not bad.
I thought she looked really good.
Yeah.
I didn't see any bow leg, but Artie obviously is...
No, but she was walking like
She didn't have 2 kids.
Struthers.
Wait a second. She didn't have 2 kids in real life.
No, what I'm saying, if that's the premise that you're going off of,
No, I'm not going on that premise. You are. I don't go on that premise.
He's totally buying into the character.
Oh, you're pretending that that's a real
You're going into
person.
the character, but I still didn't think she looked bad.
So, she looked hot for Carmela Soprano, but Edie Falco, I think, should look a little young.
How old is Edie, though?
41, actually. I have the fact right in front of me right now.
41.
Edie Falco will be 41 in July.
You know what? I think her for 41, she's got to be a little tighter than that. Come on. I hold a very high standard.
Yeah. Well, anyway, so I stayed up and watched The Sopranos, and it was really good.
It's always good.
Yeah.
Even when people tell me it's bad, I go, you know what? I must be hooked on it.
Yeah, this is a great season as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I enjoy all of it.
Yeah. When Buscemi exploded, that was great.
Well, now, why did you do that? Just because you couldn't take it?
Yeah, because guys who are losers, whenever something really good happens to them, that's when, you know, it's not when the adversity is there. That's sort of exciting to them. It's like he passed his test. He was about to get his own business. Somebody believed in him. And they sabotage it because it's sort of more exciting to them. They can't go straight.
But it's too much pressure.
Yeah.
He's never had to do well in his life.
Right. And suddenly he was succeeding.
You know what happened? And eventually you knew this was going to happen. He's hanging out with those guys who don't work for a living and have that lifestyle. And he's got to go home from Atlantic City and then start working, like delivering
He got
stuff.
resentful.
Yeah, and he's like, you know what am I doing painting a place for this guy when I could just be living like Paulie Walnuts and go eat breakfast and sleep for 15 hours after AC.
And he was trying to keep his his feet in 2 worlds. He was trying to be straight, and he was trying to be one of those guys.
Yeah, you can't do both.
Because it was a great shot was him delivering the laundry in those new shoes he bought.
Yeah.
Yeah. Scuffing them up.
Yeah.
And I love that he has the internet girlfriend, she was married some convict not knowing he's a convict.
Yeah.
The great guy she was writing to in jail.
Yeah. It was great.
And Tony's look at the end was like he knew he'd be coming to him sooner or later,
All he had to do was let him see the life.
Yeah. You don't want to work for a living. Come on.
Yeah, it's a sucker's game.
Right.
Yeah, that show is so well done.
Yeah.
They say stuff that they don't have to say it. You just learn it.
Right.
It's cool. It's a cool show.
Really good.
Afterwards, I just said, I don't know who's writing it exactly. You never know. Whoever's doing that is a genius.
I know. You know what? I keep looking for the writer's credit because I want to know who that is.
Yeah.
But even like the non-mob stuff, like just the whole thing with Anthony Jr. being between divorced parents.
It's great.
That's not mob stuff. That's just interesting.
Right.
And you deal with the Carmela Soprano stuff because she is such a good actress. Like, she's so real in that part. And you feel bad for her, and,
But not only that, it's the layers to her, too, because she's not that great.
Yeah.
She thinks she's great.
Right.
Compared to Tony.
She's the same as Tony.
Absolutely.
Right.
I love when she threatens the guy, too. I think, you better watch your step.
Yeah, the homo.
Yeah, the homo.
That was good.
Oh, whoa. You going out with a homo now? So.
Yeah. Yeah, that was really good. That was a good show. Then I decided to chill out yesterday and watch a movie. I got that Movies on Demand, which You end up movies on demand is real cool, but you end up watching a lot of bad movies because
you watch movies you would never have watched
because the descriptions are so good.
Yeah.
Like I'm watching this movie yesterday called Missing. It was called Missing. So I never heard of this movie. I didn't know anything. And,
that's the Ron Howard film.
Nah, that was my punchline.
Oh.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm I'm watching this movie called Missing, and at the descriptions it goes something about somebody takes this woman's kid, and this guy, a shapeshifter, can go ahead and find the woman's kid, a shapeshifter. I go,
what?
Whoa, this is way cool. I love science fiction. I never heard of this movie Missing, but it's anything with a shapeshifter is going to be way cool, like superpowers and everything really cool.
Right.
Put on the movie, and the movie must be 7 hours long.
Yeah.
That is bullcrap.
Yeah. And I say to Beth, Beth's like already asleep on the couch. I go, where the hell is the shapeshifter already?
Yeah, when is the shapeshifter coming in from outer space?
And it's like an old Western, and it's moving real slow, and a bunch of, like, Indians or something, I don't know,
yeah,
take
very
a kid.
authentic.
And then they got to go out and search for the kid, and Tommy Lee Jones dresses up like an Indian. Don't ask what's going on in this movie. I got to figure I'm the only person who's ever seen this thing. And I'm watching it, and it's the biggest piece of crap I've ever seen. I'm like, wow, this is like the worst, crappiest movie. No wonder no one's ever heard of it. And then the movie was finally over after like 4 hours of me being involved in this thing, and I'm passing on phone calls. And Beth's like, why are you watching this? I go, look.
He's committed.
I spent all this time, and I want to see the guy shapeshift. He must do it at the end or something, I guess. And then the end of the movie, as Robin just said, it was like directed by Ron Howard, and I go, wait a second. How could this be the same guy who made Splash and
Apollo 13?
Apollo 13 and all those cool movies Ron Howard made. I mean, what did he take, an idiot pill?
Well, you have to remember, he's also the guy who did Far and Away.
Right.
He's still trying to make a Western.
Yeah, he's like really bad at that. And I'm like, wow, I can't believe how bad this movie is. Because the guy was really good at one point. Like, he's back to being an idiot from Andy Mayberry. You know what I mean?
Back to Opie.
Well, he keeps trying to do what he can't do. You know, he's now challenging himself in front of us and making us pay.
Hey, make cute little comedies, dude. Stop it. Stop the madness.
Yeah, back to Night Shift.
Like, if they said at the end of it, Goober directed it, then I'd understand. But it was Ron Howard. Whoever Goober was, what was his real name?
Oh, I forget. George Lindsay, yeah.
A George Lindsay film.
Yes, a Goober film.
No, George Lindsay would have made that fun.
Yeah, everyone would have had a big dumb hat.
Un film de Goober.
But it was a Ron Howard film. It was weird. Saturday night, I got back from West Palm Beach. I was in West Palm Beach, not Palm Beach. West Palm Beach.
What's the difference?
The difference is, it's not a big difference. In fact, I don't know the difference. But I was in West Palm Beach.
West Palm Beach is a little west of Palm Beach.
Oh, okay.
It's slightly west. Cool place.
Just this west.
Had a good time. Nice and relaxing. Even though I made the mistake of reading about me in the newspaper the whole time. But got back Friday. And then Saturday night, Baba Booey invited us up to his house in Connecticut. Me, Rob, and Artie. You know,
Fred even.
Fred. And our women.
Yeah, our women.
Our women. Robin brought her woman. So he had like he didn't have a dinner party, which I think would have been nice to actually stay at the house. But Baba Booey invited us up to his house. We got to see his house. I'd never been to his house before. Casa de Booey. And I met, the kids, which I've met like once.
Yeah, Lucas had grown up a lot since the last time we saw him.
Yeah. Star buoy. So, you know, it was. I don't really like going to Gary's house because it forces me to look at him like a human being.
Oh.
And it's a really nice house. I mean, much nicer than I expected.
Beautiful.
You're making too much money. So,
big backyard, really nice.
Yeah, really nice house.
And he's fixed the place. You didn't see the before and after. I'd been up there before. He's done a lot of work.
Yeah, some stuff pissed me off. Like there's only one thing that pissed me off when I was in Baba Booey's house. He showed me the desk where he has his computer and his wife has her computer. And I'm like, the son of a bitch doesn't get his own little private office space. The wife's got to put her computer where his computer is. It's like...
I don't have enough room for two.
You do. I saw a room where you could have a little office. You have no privacy. You have no privacy, dude. It's like, you can't even be on your computer without your kids looking over your shoulder.
They don't even look, though. But sometimes
now they don't.
Right. In the way
you can't even look at porn on your computer unless everyone's out of that house. I'm a guy, so when I go through someone's house, I size up. Where do you go to pleasure yourself?
You look for his room.
I look for like a place where you can go, and he's got no place.
True.
You probably can't even watch TV by yourself.
I haven't. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, it doesn't bother you. That would make me mad.
But
you'd know it right away.
Yeah, that'd make me insane.
You're right about the computer thing because there's people that send porn like you don't even want it. Like there's a guy I know. He's one of our clients. I'm on his list. He's good for 5 pieces of porn a day on the internet. I'll show it to you. Right. And some of it is you don't even have to open it. You know what I mean?
It's right there.
It's like it's right there. And sometimes like the kids will be there, and there's a woman on all fours and all sorts of stuff going on.
Oh dear. That means you're supposed to have your own room.
Yeah, the internet was made for you to be alone. But you know what you got to do, dude? You got to get into some. You got to talk to Jeff Schick. Wireless technology. You get a laptop
that you can take somewhere else.
I switched over in my apartment. My laptop now, I didn't want a stationary computer because I'll be on there, and if my kids are over, they can all watch what I'm doing.
Yeah, because you also have the open office situation going on.
But the laptop allows me to, I carry it anywhere in the apartment. I don't have to be wired to anything. And I can get on the internet and look at porn and do anything I want. And no one can see what I'm doing. They think I'm working.
Hey, I can look at all the porn I want between 9 and 9:30 at night.
Yeah, but your wife will even come in on you then.
You know what? First of all, my wife doesn't even care.
Oh, bull.
She could care less if I was looking at porn.
You know what? If you were looking as much porn as you want to, she'd care. You just don't because you can't. You have a backyard. I built an underground porn bunker.
Yeah, he needs a tunnel to his porn bunker, not the beach.
But I was sizing that up, and I was like, man, Papa Booey doesn't get his own desk. He's got to share the desk with his wife, and her computer's centered, and it's like nicely centered into the...
That's all built in? I didn't take a look, but if you watch those home and garden channels, everybody's house has an office, and there's the his and her computer with the 2 desk situation. Like you're not supposed to even have a moment.
You even have your life.
Okay, what if that's all you
need a porn shed. So... I don't know, man. That was weird.
Anything else you noticed while you're up there?
No, it was not. I mean, I had a nice time. It was, I always think it's weird when we get together and then, like, I learn stuff about Fred. And
what'd you learn about Fred?
Well, it just makes me realize that Fred doesn't ever tell us anything about his life. Like,
he doesn't.
If he wasn't married, we'd never know anything.
Well, what'd you learn?
I learned his dog died, which was sad.
Oh, yeah.
He never told us.
I mean, he never told me.
It's one of those things, it doesn't really... It's not a pleasant thing to talk about.
No, I know, but you could say,
what I did on Friday. I killed my dog.
But you knew when my cat was put to sleep.
Yeah, well, you revel in that kind of thing.
I revel.
And you find out, like, Fred took his entire house and leveled it, and you didn't even know.
Well,
like
I did know that.
I didn't know that.
See, I knew that.
How did you know that, Artie?
Well, me and Fred speak back here in between,
In the bunker?
Yeah, in the bunker.
Well, maybe you don't talk to Fred.
It's just weird, Like, his wife's a human being, so you get to talk to her and hear what she's saying. But
maybe you just can't, because I did know that Fred had leveled the house.
Yeah. I don't really feel comfortable talking to Fred, to be honest with you. It also points up when I get together with the whole radio group. I'm really not comfortable talking to anybody.
You look uncomfortable.
I was comfortable after a few drinks, but...
did you get drunk and leave, or did you just leave?
No.
I was tired. I was exhausted. Dude, first of all, I'm not going to tell you how to plan a party. But, I mean, first of all, we drove up to your house.
Right.
Then you get to the house, and like for a long time you're standing around, and finally you get to the restaurant. And then when you get to the restaurant, it's forever to order. By the time we're eating, I'm starving. That's why you're fat, because you're so busy drinking and preparing for the meal. I just want to eat the meal. And then, like, you know how everyone at the end was kind of like, gee, should we order dessert? You should have just had dessert out there already. You go, hey, bring a bunch of desserts. In other words, it was 11 o'clock already. I want to eat. I mean, if you're going to have dessert, I'm falling asleep. I just drank a bottle of wine.
And you know what? And then if I would have put dessert out, you would have gone, what are you, stupid? I don't eat chocolate.
No. Dude. Everyone wanted dessert. It's just that everyone was exhausted.
And then you got up and left abruptly.
Abruptly? I was there 4 hours. Where's dessert?
We stayed another half an hour without you.
You're great. I'm exhausted. I'm tired by 11 o'clock, man.
Oh, dear.
I got an hour ride back to the city.
He tried to do a nice thing. Now you're screaming at him.
No. There's a couple of things I would have done differently. But remember, you like Mr. X wanted dessert, but it was like everyone was like, oh, we got to order now and wait 10 minutes.
That's what you do at a restaurant.
But, dude, they're very slow there.
I thought were letting us sort of grade.
Yeah. You know what? I read the Torah while I was waiting for my main course after my appetizer.
The one thing you can say, though, is I don't know. That was a never-ending bottle of wine.
No, that was about 5 bottles of wine.
I know. It never stopped.
I know. Hey, Baba Booey. And then Baba Booey paying for the whole bill, man. It was a beautiful night. Don't get me wrong.
I was just trying to do a nice thing.
Yeah, but what you do is you say the guy moved the meal along.
But that's just how it goes.
By the time we get there, we sit down.
Also, 10 people. It's hard to move a meal along with 10 people.
No, it isn't. You say to the guy, come on, where's the food? Bring out the menus, let's go. And by the way, at the end of the night, bring out the following desserts. Have a little medley. Put in the middle of the table, everyone will pick.
Well, when we sat down, there was, gabagool and cheese.
Gabagool.
And bread. I mean, there was, there's something to pick on.
I don't know. Then the guy comes over finally 11 o'clock at night, and he's like, well, do you want dessert? And everyone's looking at each other. And I know what everyone was thinking. Like, no, if we want a dessert now, we'll get out of here about 2 o'clock in the morning.
The restaurant was empty when we left.
I know.
I mean, I don't know.
Bring over some desserts. Let's go.
We emptied the place.
Beth would have eaten dessert.
I would have had a little bit.
I see you put your fork into a non-existent piece of dessert. I didn't understand that's what you were going for.
I'm like, well,
I want dessert now, and then you put your fork down the middle of an empty table.
No, I did that at the beginning of the meal. If there was an hour, we hadn't ordered yet.
I didn't think I wanted dessert till I stopped at a McDonald's on 95 for a McFlurry.
Artie, did you stop at that McDonald's?
I swear to God, I did.
Did you really?
I didn't. That was a joke.
It could have happened.
I got home, I had a devil dog.
Oh, I was like, is that your favorite restaurant, really?
I'd say it's one of my favorite restaurants.
Why
did you not like it?
No, it's fine.
I thought the food was excellent.
It was good.
It was very good. Very good.
It was.
Everybody loved the food.
Excellent.
You might want to try getting into the city to some of the restaurants.
I do go into the city.
You do? Yeah.
Oh, listen to you,
please,
Mr. Sophisticated.
If it's not
I'm not Mr. Sophisticated. I had a good time.
If it's not Manhattan, it can't be a good restaurant? Is that what you're saying?
No, but I'll tell you what, the Huntington Townhouse is less crowded. I mean, how many people do you have to parade through? I mean, boy, that place is busy. I mean, that's a big, almost like a wedding hall, that place.
No, it's not like a wedding hall.
Hey.
Well, you could have one there.
You could have a wedding there.
It's not that big. A wedding hall would insinuate that it's like
I've never seen so many.
I mean, my God.
It was like we went through a maze to get to
We'll put you in the bat cave.
It'd be easier to actually go to Italy.
It was like a parade. We were on tour.
Oh, you guys.
Follow the blue line on the carpet.
The only thing we didn't have was a marching band to get us.
It started out just...
It was fun, though. We had a good time. We had a good time in the restaurant, and the host was very, very gracious, and hostess. It was great. No, it was really great.
It was fun.
I had a great time.
It started out with just like, hey, Howard, you want to come to dinner? Then once you were coming, I invited other people, but it didn't start out...
I loved it. And the top of the evening was I got to... the waiter escorted me over to... What's that director's name?
Barry Levinson.
Barry Levinson's
he
table.
really did that.
Yeah, I just wanted to leave.
I didn't. I thought maybe you had gotten out of there. I didn't know you had to make that trip.
Barry Levinson, the guy who cut off all his hairs, not Samson, the other guy.
Michael Bolton.
And Michael Bolton was there with Laurie Singer from Footloose.
Footloose, right.
And a bunch of other people were at a table.
They were all at the same table?
And the waiter goes, I want to bring you by Mr. Levinson and Mr. whatever the guy's name, Bolton's table. And I'm like, I don't really want to do it, but I know this is Baba Booey's place. And
Yeah, but that had nothing to do with me.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, I don't.
I think
if Barry Levinson wants to see me, tell him to come by my table.
I think
why do I have to walk over to his table?
Artie and I saw Barry Levinson outside, and he was just talking about how he was appalled at what's going on with you and the FCC.
Yeah, well, tell him to write a letter. Make a movie about it. I mean, use your mad skills to, come over to the table and say it. Just waiting.
Right, you got to go over there to get his support?
I love that move. I mean, no offense, I'm a little bigger than Michael Bolton. He should be coming to my table, okay?
You shouldn't be visiting him.
If I have to go visit Michael Bolton.
Well, what room were they in?
Poor Lori Singer looked like she was trapped at the table. Like she couldn't find a way out.
Kidnapped her.
She was looking at me with these eyes, and I know, you want to get out, too.
You're being held hostage.
I'm so
I wish
sorry.
I could get you out of here. I'm getting myself out.
I am so sorry.
He gets a lot of ass, that Michael Bolton.
Oh, yeah.
Does that mean he's getting Lori Singer? Are you implying?
I mean, I would
Looks
assume,
like
unless she's,
I've been to that restaurant probably 10 times, and he's been there like 8 of them. And he's always with a good-looking woman. Like, one time I saw him there with Nicolette Sheridan.
Oh, Nicolette Sheridan.
He seems to be very good with chicks from the 80s.
Yeah, he gets a lot of 80s chicks.
Yeah, he likes that era. He's sticking with it.
That's right.
I'll tell you,
So
Nicolette
what
Sheridan.
happened at the table?
I went over. I was pretty drunk, so I was just like, hey, because now all of a sudden you're performing for the and they're all sitting there like not saying anything. And it's kind of like really, what am I doing there? I'm there to to make their night or something. I mean, I don't know these people. I know Michael Bolton once did the show. He's a nice guy.
And Barry Levinson recruited Belzer from the show, but that's all we know.
Yeah, and I mean, they weren't really going out of their way to make conversation, so I went, hey, how you doing? Hey, how you doing? Hey, how you doing?
So it was really comfortable.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to be marched in front of someone's table. I mean, I don't want to disrupt their dinner, and I want to go, hey, we're all famous.
Well, that's what I mean. It is weird that a restaurant person thinks you want to meet them just because you're both famous.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the only reason.
But
it's
what
weird.
part were they in? Were they down there where we were? Oh,
At any point, Michael Bolton could have gotten off his ass. The guy doesn't do anything all day. Could have walked over to our table and said hello.
All right.
And I mean, it's like I'm being brought over. I guess I'm part of I'm the court jester.
You're the entertainment?
I'm the entertainment for the night.
Over here, bozo. We're going to bring you to the king.
Yeah.
But what do you say to a guy? Me and Gary were walking outside to have a cigarette, and we run into Barry Levinson.
You go, hey, I admire your work. Or
yeah, I mean, I'm a huge fan of that guy's work. But
by the way, what movies? I was trying to tell Beth what movies he made.
Diner.
Avalon, Tin Man.
My favorite might be Tin Man.
He is good.
Great.
Tin Man is good. All his stuff is really good, but you don't want to. A million people must say that to him, so I'm going. Hey,
and I mean, I didn't want to meet him, so I mean, not that I don't want to meet him. It's just I didn't want to bother the guy at his table, so it's I don't even know that he wanted me there.
He was very nice to me and Gary. He was outwardly like, look, what they're doing to Howard is really wrong.
But he didn't say that to you, Howard?
I think he might have said something, but don't forget, I was looking to get out the door.
Yeah.
But you know what was weird? All these famous people are saying to me, this is wrong, what everyone's doing, this and that and the other thing, but none of them really. They say it to me personally. They don't say it on some other show.
Yeah,
they don't
do something.
When they get on TV, they don't say a word about it.
And I got to tell you,
They're all cowards
well,
anyway.
that's why I'm glad that Ashcroft is going after HBO. It's not just us.
Yeah.
It's you, too, you nutcase.
Yeah, but, it's great that you say it to me, but it's not my issue.
Take it personally.
He was telling me and Gary.
It's your issue.
He actually used the word despicable with me and Gary.
But despicable about what's happening to Howard. It's happening to him, too.
He doesn't realize it. He should say, I can't believe what they're doing to me because they're going to go after HBO and they're not going to show my film.
And in the Hollywood community, that guy's got a ton of respect. If he would just go on, Nightline or something.
None of them will do it.
Say that exact thing.
None of them will do it.
Ted Koppel should be trying to get him to do it.
Right. He should be saying how despicable the Bush administration is.
Right.
And that Ashcroft is busy going after porno, and in this time, in this day and age, when we're trying to give freedoms to Iraq, we're going after porno in this country? You got to be nuts. I thought the Republican Party was like this party that believed in getting out of people's bedrooms.
Except this faction of the party.
Yeah. It's a whole new faction. It's the religious faction. We got religious kooks running the country.
They're right in your bedroom.
Yeah.
They're between you and your wife telling you whether it's okay to use that position.
Yeah, they're between my wife's legs. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, but seriously, thank you. We had a great night.
No, it was wonderful.
Yeah.
I was glad we all got together. I like to see everybody every once in a while.
It was fun. And all that being said, the soft-shell crabs and the balsamic reduction were absolutely fantastic.
Hey,
And
Mike.
Mr. X said it was the greatest piece of veal he'd ever had.
Yeah,
There
it was
you go.
fun.
Hey, Howard.
Hey, Mike.
Listen, I just want to know, was Gary eating shrimp, and was it funny while he was eating the shrimp?
There was shrimp at Gary's house. It was in a little bowl. Those were good, by the way. Mary made those?
No, we got bought those.
Those were good.
And then,
Aren't they from the Lobstergram people?
No. Actually, I got these from a different place. But I had shrimp at the table. You guys had noticed that I held it up at one point. So you guys were so drunk, I said, I'm going to eat my shrimp now.
Oh.
Yeah, it's really funny to watch Gary eat shrimp.
Yeah, definitely. Put that on the internet.
How would you know if it's funny if I eat it? Not Howard, the guy on the phone.
By the way, you can't go on Trim
Gary,
Spot.
I know you, man.
You can't go on Trim Spot a moment too soon.
Yeah, no kidding.
You are huge.
I
You're
weigh
as
in.
fat as I've ever seen you.
I weigh in tomorrow, and even I don't know what it's going to say.
Ooh.
But it might be. You know what?
Might be an all-time high.
Oh, I know it's an all-time high. I just don't know what the number is.
Hey, Chris, you're on the air.
You're such a miserable bastard.
Tell me about it.
The guy invites you out to dinner. He takes
It's a
you
great
out
night.
for a nice evening, and you want to rush the meal along.
Dude, let me just say something. We got to his house. He asked to be there at 7 o'clock.
Yeah, so you have drinks.
We left
There were
it.
drinks at the house, which is fine.
We're in the restaurant by 8:05.
In the
Okay,
restaurant,
an
8:05. Wait, I'm not done. Then we're sitting there, we're drinking. Menus come out about 8:30 or so, right? Fair?
Right, yeah.
Okay. Food, the appetizer was delivered around 9.
Yeah, maybe a little bit early.
All right, I'd say dinner didn't show up till about 10:30.
No.
Oh, come on, dude. I got out of there 11 right after dinner.
I think dinner showed up quicker than that.
Okay, and then Gary goes, anybody want dessert? And I was like, well, I think it's going to be till 2 in the morning till the desserts
unless
get
you're
out of here.
sleeping over.
I said, I can't sleep over. I got to get to the kids tomorrow.
And I think it's funny, too, because you like to dine at these fine places. Do you like to be rushed?
I wasn't being, when I go to a fine place to eat, they bring out food. There's food coming. You want to eat.
Well, you'd have to order it.
Unlike you, who stuffs his face every 5 minutes, I wait for dinner to eat.
Okay, fine, but do you have to order the food? They don't just bring you food for an hour.
You can't have an hour and a half between the appetizer and the dinner.
But where were you rushing off to? Where was the fire?
It was 11 o'clock already. I had to get up at 6 in the morning. I had to get out to Long Island. I got a life, too. I mean, you can't stay up all
You
day.
don't have to get up at 6.
No, I had to get up at 6.
What?
I had to get out to Long Island early.
You're having dinner.
Dude, I'm telling you, Robin, were we waiting forever? And you couldn't order dessert. How come we didn't order
No,
dessert?
it was late. It was
It was getting late. The whole restaurant was empty.
And he's right. It took a long time between appetizers and dinner. They were just letting it all unfold and unfold and unfold.
Yeah.
I could have been talked into some tiramisu, but that's fine.
I mean, Artie didn't have dessert. I mean, why?
Oh, I didn't realize Artie didn't have dessert.
I'm not going to be the only one ordering.
I was going to order dessert.
So why didn't you?
Because then you left. You go.
I said it's 11. I think it was 11:15. I said I'm going to go. We're starting dessert at 11:15.
I was home by 11.
No offense, you're not that interesting.
I was home by 11:30, and we were there for a good half hour after you left.
Okay. But it was a real good half hour. Everybody went home.
It was funny.
You were home by 11:30. You left 5 minutes away.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it was.
So he left at 11.
I left at 11. You left at 11:25.
I said we were there for a good half hour after I left, and it was probably 10 minutes before you didn't get dessert.
I see. Okay. Whatever. Listen, I'm critiquing, so you'll do better the next time. when you have your in-laws.
Like there's going to be a next time.
Not from me.
Charming.
Charming night.
We had a fun night. We were all laughing and drinking.
Can I tell you something? Can I tell you something? Mary and I sat around yesterday, and we looked at that night like a Rubik's Cube and tried to figure what could you potentially pick on. And none of this came into our minds. We had other thoughts, but I can't remember what they are now.
Chris, you're on the air.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, man.
I think that guy should shut up. I mean, it's
guy?
Howard Stern you're talking to now. I mean, it's like, you don't bring out his dinner 4 hours, you know what I'm saying? It took me 2 hours to eat my dinner.
And that was Michael Bolton.
Michael Paul. I would love to have heard that conversation.
He was fine.
I mean, what? Yeah, did he say something?
I wanted to go home. Yeah, he stood up at least, like shook my hand and was like, hey, man, what's happening?
There was some guy at the table that they introduced me to. I went over afterwards, and it was like some guy like I should have known who he was, but
Yeah.
I didn't.
I guess there's a bunch of famous people that all have to eat together.
Did you ever hear of a guy named Dan Abrams?
No.
I didn't know who he was, but they're like this.
I think he's like a lawyer.
They go, this is Dan Abrams, and I go, oh.
Oh, great. Could you tell me what he does since we're all...
I know, you really ought to give a guy's title if you're going to introduce him.
He's not that guy from NBC News or anything.
He might have been.
Black hair?
Yeah, I don't know. I can't remember.
If it's the same guy, he's been kind of dicky to the show.
Oh, really?
If that's the guy.
You should know everyone here. We're all famous.
Right.
This is Jan Abrams of the Connecticut Abrams.
Well, the person who did visit the table was Michael Skakel's lawyer, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that
He
guy.
did? Oh, I didn't know that.
You don't remember when the one guy who came over, and then at the end, Gary says, "Oh, you know who that is? Michael Skakel's lawyer."
Didn't he lose the case? He's the only one that lost the
Michael's
case.
in jail.
He's the one who lost the case for Kennedy. Kennedy's get off of everything. Chappaquiddick. It was like it never happened.
Ever not guilty.
He's the one lawyer who managed to not win a case.
He was part of that table.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
He's a nice guy. Seems like a nice guy.
I think he's Michael Bolton's lawyer.
Didn't Bolton lose that case against the musicians?
I think he lost to the Temptations.
Oh, dear.
But I don't know that Mickey represented him.
All right. Yeah, he seemed like a nice guy.